Good afternoon, guys, and happy 4th of July. Yes, today is July 4th, Independence Day for some, non-independence for others. But what's going on in my kitchen today? So I'm going to do a little grilling. I'm here by myself. I think my son's in his room sleeping. My lady's cook is at work, and she has to go to her second job today. But I just got out of work not too long ago, running around shopping. And I decided, I'm going to do a little barbecuing by myself out back in the garage. Even though our garage is a little cluttered. But, son, I'm going to set up a little chair out there in that humid ass weather. I'm going to spark up the grill. And I'm just going to grill a couple things. So I got some chicken marinating. Some jerk chicken. I also went out and I bought me 2 cowboy cut ribeye steaks that are just looking extra delicious. I'm just gonna season them real basic, salt and pepper generously on both sides. I might do a couple slits with some garlic in there, but because I'm grilling it, I'm gonna debate that. But if worst comes to worst, what I'll do is I'll make a butter sauce with herbs and garlic, and I'll brush it on as the ribeyes get close to being done. I like my ribeyes medium rare, so I'm gonna season them up. But what I'm doing right now is I'm heating up my frying pan here. So I'm trying to get it to a nice temperature right here. And I'm gonna make a marinade for some tandoori chicken. Now tandoori, if you guys are unfamiliar with what tandoori is an Indian style dish. It uses turmeric as one of the bases, and a spice called garam masala. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I don't got none of that. So the substitute for the the ingredient for that is cinnamon. I got plenty of cinnamon. So this is what I got going on here. This is the basic seasoning that I have for about 5 pieces of leg quarters. So I have a tablespoon of paprika. I have a tablespoon of cinnamon, or garam masala if you can find it. I have a teaspoon and a half of cayenne pepper because I like my stuff spicy. It calls for a teaspoon. I have a teaspoon and a quarter of turmeric. I have a teaspoon of ground coriander and a teaspoon of ground cumin. Salt and pepper to taste. So I already salt and peppered my chicken. Actually, I adoboed my chicken, so I use some adobo. And then it calls for fresh garlic and fresh ginger. So I got that all chopped up nice and fine. Nice big slices. I can chop it down finer, but I'm going to keep it at this size. And I got my chicken right there, all adobado. So adobo. And not too much of it, but enough to give it a nice little smell and a nice little taste. So I'm gonna make this marinade, and this marinade, the recipe calls that you add all the ingredients into the pot until it becomes fragrant. Now right now I can see that my oil is a little bit hotter than I want it to be, so I'm gonna take this off the burner real quick to cool that down some. I don't want it that hot because I don't want to burn my spices. I want to make it fragrant. So like I said, this is kind of difficult to do one-handed. So I'm gonna let that cool off for a little bit before I put it back on. Add my spices to it. I have about 3 tablespoons of oil. I use olive oil in there. I'm gonna make this, and then once I get it fragrant and get it cooled down, you add a cup of plain yogurt to it. I use a cheap brand. It doesn't have to be a high-end brand, whatever you want to do. You add that in, you give it a color. The recipe also calls for food coloring to get it to a deeper red color. I'm not gonna add no food color. I don't want no food color in my stuff. So bear with me for 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try and prop this up while I add my spices, because I want all these spices in there. Okay. It also calls for some lemon juice. So I'm going to go ahead and slice up a lemon juice here. Grab my little squeezer, my lemon squeezer here, my juicer. And about a tablespoon. That's about good right there. spoon here and mix these all up and get this all nice and fragrant. Okay, I want all them juices in there. I want this to smell. And if you can smell this now, it has a lovely fragrance to it already. Okay, I'm gonna add the ginger and the garlic to this as well, and get that all nice and heated up and blend it in. Again, I'm gonna turn this heat down some because I don't wanna burn the spices. I just wanna release its fragrances. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, let me add this ginger and garlic to this. So I got my ginger and garlic there. Mix that all up real nicely. Oh man, the smell and the taste more than anything else. A tandoori chicken is delicious. It's a very delicious dish. It just calls for you to cook it on really high temperature. Because it's normally made in a clay oven in restaurants, and they use very high temperatures. If you cook this indoors, I'm going to tell you right now, your house is going to get smoky. I mean, because it calls, if you look at a recipe for tandoori chicken in the oven, it calls for you to put your oven at the highest setting that you have. This oven happens to go up to 500 degrees. And when you put that chicken in there, when you open this bad boy, every time I've made it in Camden, and I had my alarm tied into my smoke alarms, the fire department will come out all the time and be like, man, that smells good as heck up in here, what's going on? You know, and I would offer them some food, but they wouldn't take it. But you know, I was making tandoori chicken, so the best way to make this is outdoors, guys. It's the best way to do it. Indoors, you better have a good venting system if you do. So this paste, if you can see it, I'll show you in a second. It's really, really thick. Okay, and I don't want this really, really hot. And again, you don't want this watery, not to be watery, because when you add it to the cup of yogurt, it's gonna give the yogurt a really, really deep color, nice, really like reddish orange color, really deep color, really pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my fire down, turn it off actually, because this is where I want it to be at. And I'm gonna show you what this looks like. Take it off the fire. Put my little container over here. So let me show you what this looks like, guys. So this is what it looks like. It's a little paste, made in a cubicle. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a glass bowl here. Standard little glass bowl here. I'm gonna rinse it out. That bad boy scratched up like a cat just got to it. Don't it? It looks like it's dirty, but it's not. It's all scratched up, guys. So I'm gonna give that a rinse. It looks dusty as hell, like I've never used it and shit, but it scratches. You see all the scratches in that bad boy? That's from me beating eggs and stuff in there, using cheap bowls. But, okay. Ooh, I can't wait to salt and pepper them steaks right there. I bought my salt from the Himalaya, player from the Himalaya. Actually, it's from the Mediterranean sea salt. Not from the Himalaya. Alright, not a player. Yeah, okay. Anyway, alright guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this open real quick. Some plain yogurt, and I guess I'll be recycling this yogurt because I'll be using it for my shakes and stuff like that. So go ahead and take the zip off. What's up here? And I'm going to grab my measuring cup here, my 1 cup measuring cup, and scoop out 1 cup of plain yogurt. Probably a little bit more than 1 cup. Probably a little bit more than 1 cup. There you go. Plop. A little plop. I'll clean up in a second, honey. If you're watching the video, I'll clean up in a second. I know I'm messy. You say I'm messy. But I cook with love, my love. I cook with love. Get rid of some stuff here, guys. Get rid of some stuff here. I haven't made it shake it. I let it settle in the refrigerator. That's no bueno. So that's my cup of yogurt there. Got my chicken there ready. Getting ready to get all pretty. Alright. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for the tandoori mix to cool down, let me show you how I'm gonna season this chicken. This steak. So real simple, guys. I know this is into the sun. I'm sorry. You probably guys can't see nothing. I apologize for that. Okay. So we're gonna put a generous amount of salt on our steaks. Generous amount. So I have this grinder set to like the biggest setting of salt. Okay. Some ground fresh ground pepper. Actually, it's not fresh, it's just ground pepper. And I always give it an extra name to son, don't I? Fresh ground pepper. Ain't nothing fresh about it. And we ain't pick it, it ain't come out the ground or wherever pepper comes from. Where does pepper come from? Is peppercorns? But where does the pepper come from? Is it a seed from inside another fruit or something? I don't know. I've never really explored that. Something to look forward to, I guess. Okay, gotta season both sides, right, guys? Season both sides. Let me wipe my hands real quick. Okay. We're gonna do the pepper first. It doesn't really matter. Pepper, salt. Salt first, pepper. Doesn't matter. It's all gonna make this really happy and lovely. Even season the bone because I chew on the bone. Well, my baby chews on the bone. My baby loves the meat close to the bone. And y'all can insert y'all joke in that all you want. But my baby loves meat with bone in it. Or bone on it, or meat with bones, or whatever. Alright, so a generous amount of salt, guys. Don't be afraid or think that you're over salting your steak. When you're making steaks, don't be afraid to think, oh my God, that looks like a lot of salt. Believe me, guys, it's not. If you look at some of these recipes with the amount of salt that goes on a steak, it makes the steak tender and it holds better. So don't be afraid to salt your steak. You gotta salt your steak. Alright? Don't worry about it. It's gonna be alright. Clean up here, guys. I'm sorry. There's a whole mess in here. And I wind up getting some stuff on my scraper if you want. So this is the trash here. Clean up a little as I go. Kind of rinse everything off to get it brushed up to get some all that stuff. Soap and water and stay organized here. Now what I should have done is, but what I am going to do is, as my tandoori chicken is marinating, for at least an hour, so I recommend that it marinates a little bit longer than that, so I can have the deeper color. As my tandoori chicken is marinating, I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna start my little grill there. But check it out. This is how it's seasoned. So you see how much salt is on that thing? Don't be afraid to salt your steak, guys. It's gonna be okay. Believe me, trust me. So my little paste is ready. So let me put this down again, guys. Sorry, I'm all over the place with these videos, aren't I? You know, I'll get it together one day. You know, again, I do this for fun, not for anything serious. I'm not a chef for hire or anything like that. At least not yet. Okay, so adding my little seasonings to my yogurt here. Okay, I'll clean that up later. And we're just gonna mix this up here. And I'm gonna show you what this looks like once all the seasonings are beat up in here. So it's gonna give it like a orangey, like a deep orange color, almost to a brown color almost. We're gonna beat that into the yogurt. And that's why I guess they asked for the food coloring, to give it a deeper red color that this recipe actually calls for. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good, guys. All right, guys, so let me show y'all. This is what the tandoori seasoning looks like. All right, so, and yeah, I used a plastic spoon because we had a lot left over for the barbecue. So, really, I shouldn't use my hands for this, but I am. So you're just gonna pour that into the chicken right here. So bear with me again, guys. Trying to do this one-handed, but I'm not that good. So I'm gonna do this two-handedly. Get all that seasoning out of there. And the reason why I said I shouldn't do this with my hands is because turmeric stings. I mean, it leaves. I mean, yeah, it's a permanent, whatchamacallit. It's hard to get off your hands. It's hard. So we're gonna get this chicken all nice and happy in here. Get all this delicious turmeric in here. Yes, all over this chicken, all nice and happy. Alright, so we're good. We're good. There you go. Let me rinse my hands here. Let's see if I can get this turmeric off my hands. It's like curry. It stains your hands like crazy. Now I got the yellow hands here. Got the yellow hands. It's all good. It's all good. You know. There's soap here. Get this stuff off my hands. Alright, so not too bad, not too bad, not too bad, guys, not too bad. Shazam. Alright. Put that in the sink too. Put that in the sink. I'll throw that away in a second. I'll clean that up in a second. So guys, I'm gonna leave this to marinate for about an hour. My steaks are resting nice and happy. Let it get room temperature. I got my, for matter of fact, I'm gonna take my jerk chicken out of the refrigerator right now so it can get to room temperature as well. You know, because you want this at room temperature. So I got my jerk chicken already marinated right there. That's good. That's good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go downstairs, guys, and I'm gonna start my grill. So I'll get back to you guys in a few when I start grilling. I'm not gonna bore you guys with how I start the grill. I'm not a grill master, so I'm not a fast griller. So we'll see. All right, guys, I'll see y'all in a few. As always, stay true to yourselves, keep it 100, and love y'all. Peace.